Good morning, everybody, or good day, good afternoon, good evening. Anywho, back to the garden. So I saw a tutorial on a vertical garden idea. Totally fell in love with the idea. Got the buckets at the Dollar Tree for $1.25 a piece. And hubby built me a little stand for it. And now I can put the pipe all the way down into the ground with keeping it off the ground just a bit. So far, so good. So our big garden got taken away, so I'm back to the perimeter of the back parking lot. So I'm just going to take you for a little walk through and see what I've been doing. So here's our wisteria. Isn't it pretty? And there's some oregano and my daffodils that came up. I believe this is some verbena. I think I'm saying that right. But I planted that, I think, last year, and it came back. And then over here we got some garlic in some tubs. Garlic. Don't know how good that's doing, but we're giving it a try. And there's all my buckets. Trying to keep it good. Here's my compost pile with my fun pumpkin sprouts and some Home Depot herbs. More compost. Compost sifter. Found it at a yard sale. Was totally excited about that. And I'm coming over here. It's where I've been starting the babies. Tomatoes babies are doing really good. Let's see if you can see those. See all the tomato babies? I'm so happy about that. And I think I killed everything in that flat, but that's okay. We'll try again. And all my cups, I'm going to call those COVID cups. My family, we all took turns getting the COVID back in December. And I got bored. So I was doing stuff. All these pumpkin starts came out of my compost pile. I had to move the compost pile from the secret garden to the perimeter garden. So these, I just saved them out of the compost pile. I couldn't stand trashing them. It made me sad. But this is the second year of the rain gutter strawberries. And oh my goodness, there are so many strawberries in there. Let's see if we can focus in on that. Focus. There we go. Strawberries. And we've eaten some. They're quite sweet. Super excited. But I guess they're all early season. So I need to get some later seasoned strawberries. And then back here, so we got our trailer. And in the back here, I'm going to cover these up. But those are some logs that I've inoculated with gray oyster, gold oyster, and shiitake mushroom spore plugs. Coated them with wax, and I just give them a little gentle spray down with water. But those are fresh logs. My mom's neighbor had cut their tree down, and I got the benefits. So we're trying that. My mom's also trying it too at home, at her house. Okay, and here I found these black containers behind a restaurant, a Mexican restaurant here in town. They said I could have them. I lined them with the weed abatement fabric and created these kind of natural boxes, and I think they're working out great. And here's all my green beans, peas, and beans. I gotta put them closer to the fence and get them trellised up. Those are volunteer chamomile bushes. Those came from last year's plant. Here's some fresh strawberries that I got, and so we're gonna try and grow those. These are all from the dollar store, the 99-cent only store. Bunch of bulbs and stuff, so we're giving those a try. Last year's, blackberry? No, not blueberry. Those are boysenberries. Those are the blueberries. And those are some grapes. And these strawberries have been down here this will be the third season. And there were not nearly this many last year, but that's what that's procreated into. And here we've got our potatoes in a bucket and carrots in buckets. They're not doing so great. They're tiny little carrots, but that's okay. We're learning. So these sweet peas, I found a bunch of sweet peas at the cemetery, my local cemetery. It looked like somebody spread some pea seeds, and they sprouted, and they've taken over a hillside. So last season I harvested a bunch of seeds and threw a few down, and those have been growing since last year, and they're beautiful, and they smell great. There's another blueberry bush. That would be my raspberries. Last year we got like 3 raspberries. So far this year, look at all these raspberries. There's so many. Here we got the red potatoes. Tomato. Here's my pomegranate tree. And I planted sunflowers around it. It has gotten taller. I'm really excited. I can't wait. One of these days we'll have some pomegranates. And those are more volunteer chamomile bushes from last year. This year we're trying asparagus. I'm really excited. So this is the Washington asparagus. And this is the first year, so we've got a little time. More tomato. And I planted the peppermint in the ground. I know it's very invasive, but I love peppermint. You can never have too much peppermint. And then there's the lemon balm, also in the mint family, and this was the bush. It was in a pot, and I decided to put it in the ground as well. But it gave me all of these other lemon balm babies. So I've totally been pulling them up and replanting them in other places. There's my tomatoes. There's some more sunflowers hiding down there, and they're going to sprout up. And these are all my apple trees that I have been able to grow from seed. You have to cold stratify them in the refrigerator. I put them in a little yogurt container and put a little soil in there and left them in there for 2-3 weeks. They started to sprout just slightly, and that's when I pulled them out. And there's last year's grapevine. I'm really pleased. It looks luscious and beautiful. So here is my working vertical tower. I'm quite pleased. So there's the lemon balm, chamomile, butter crunch, romaine, lemon balm, chamomile, lemon balm, chamomile. So each flat, there's seeds on both sides, because it's open on both sides, see? And even along the fence. So we're just trying stuff. Here's our kitchen russet potatoes that came from the kitchen from the grocery store. This was the one so at the beginning of the season, I'm like, I can't wait to start growing things. And the first plant I brought home was a chamomile plant before I knew that the other one had gave me so many volunteers. That was pretty funny. This is called a black currant. I guess they're a very tart berry. So I'm kind of excited about that. My hubby and my daughter, they like really sour stuff. I'm not a fan. This is a his and hers honeyberry. Honeyberries are supposed to be a mix between a blueberry and a raspberry, but very unique to its own. And you need a boy and a girl in order to get more fruit. That's what the label said. So I'm still reading labels. Here I go. We're trying. Here's second year Echinaceas. I'm super pleased about those. And my rosemary bush, I planted that guy like 3 years ago, and I'm super excited. It's getting huge, and I can start taking starts off and giving it to my friends. This year we got a Mandarin orange tree. It's a miniature tree. The leaves are curling. I don't know what to do. I just planted this lavender bush. I took out a couple of bushes back here, but I'm replacing them with other bushes. So this is going to be a lavender, and right there I did the other lavender. Look, it's our first apple tree. I'm super excited. I bought this one. It had a really thick stalk and had fruit on it already, so that's why I chose it. And here's a cherry tree, and I've got everything in the tubs with the self-wicking idea. I'm loving that idea. It's really making my life kind of happy right now. This is a coffee berry bush, and I bought this with the strict intent of having only one because I know where they are in the forest near my home. So when this bush gives me the coffee berries, I know it's time to go out to the forest to forage the rest of them. I'm really excited. Using my brain. Big brain energy. Cucumbers. I'm not sure what variety. These seeds came from a friend who was given a bag of random seeds that had blue coating on them, and it made him concerned. He didn't know why. First of all, it was such a big bag. Second of all, there was a bunch of debris in the bag. And third of all, why are they colored? Well, when I was looking at the bag, I saw a lot of writing in lots of different languages, and so I'm thinking maybe these were meant for a large-scale farm. So I just threw a handful into each pot. See my pretty trellis my daughter and I made? We love that. Anyways, we also got here a Citronella plant that I bought last year, and I stuck it in the ground, And it is re-sprouting, and I'm super excited about that. This is my idea for deep watering. I just dig a hole and I stick an old pot in it, and because there's holes at the bottom of the pot, the water sinks into the ground deeply. So that's how I'm trying to deep water the things that I put in the ground itself. And then here is another cherry tree. I am going to set this one right there. Yes, loving the cherries. And then there's our other apple tree to help pollinate the other guy. So I hope this works. This is all I got. This is the space I have. My landlord is thoroughly gracious to let me be gardening back here. So I'm trying to keep it along the fence line in the back parking lot where I'm out of sight. We hang out here the most anyways, so it's all good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you think of anything, have any ideas, tricks, or ideas, please send them my way. Thank you guys. Bye.